Party.
Well, it's interesting because nobody wants a tax bill more, well, I would say next to Donald Trump, the person who's been saying this is our goal, we need this, the whole thing. Mitch McConnell, particularly, also Paul Ryan, Republican leadership is saying tax bill, we need it, we need it, we need it. And yet, at the same time, they're saying we don't want anything to do with Roy Moore, where Donald Trump is saying tax bill, tax bill, tax bill. And if it takes Roy Moore to get it, we want Roy Moore.
I think Mitch McConnell understands that the fate of the tax bill is in tremendous question to begin with, and Roy Moore potentially destroys the majority that makes Mitch McConnell the majority leader. And these aren't easy decisions, but when push comes to shove, I think he thinks Moore is more deleterious over time than it's worth having him for the vote. And by the way, Roy Moore has spent his entire career thumbing his nose at the establishment, and whomever the establishment is, regardless of their ideology, there's no guarantee that Roy Moore is going to be helpful to Mitch McConnell in any way, shape, or form other than getting the tax bill, and in fact is likely to attack Mitch McConnell as he has been doing. He says, stay out of Alabama, Mitch McConnell. Just a small side note, Mitch McConnell's actually from Alabama originally. He's a Kentucky senator, but he was born in Alabama and raised there until he was 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, really?
And now he has to hear from all these Alabama people telling him to stay out of their state.
Whoa. You know,
that would hurt me if I was from a state.
Right. It probably hurt.
I mean, I am from a state. I'm from Maryland originally. If Maryland was like, stay out, I'd be like, what's up with that?
Yeah. For some reason, I'm on the Roy Moore email list, so I get his emails. And if you read his emails, and I get 3 a day from him raising money, right? He's not running against Doug Jones. He's running against Mitch McConnell. Every one is. The last one I saw was because of Mitch McConnell, Doug Jones is getting $250,000 a year.
Right.
Again, he blames that on Mitch McConnell.
He and Steve Bannon are running against Mitch McConnell.
Yes, indeed.
It's a duo.
Yeah, it is. And it'd be hard to imagine that Roy Moore in any way could come to Washington, assuming he were to get elected, and vote for Mitch McConnell as majority.
He will not do that. I mean, I actually was in Alabama last week, and I wrote a piece, to your point, that Roy Moore's entire campaign is now about Mitch McConnell. But the idea is to create a common enemy.
Giving you credit, but
no, that's But create a common enemy and rally people around the idea that Mitch McConnell and I mean, this is the sort of interesting thing that's happened with the Trump presidency, and the fact that it is such an outsider agent to the Republican Party is, these people have come in and they then had to find something to run against, an establishment to run against. So what they chose was Mitch McConnell and the Senate Republican leadership, even though they're on the same, at least ostensibly on the same team. In Alabama, as you point out, Roy Moore is running against Washington, and he's running against Mitch McConnell, and he says stay out of Alabama, and then the White House echoes that and says we're going to let them decide, which is, if you go back historically, I mean, generationally, southern deep South states want the federal government to stay out of their business. First it was slavery, and then it was civil rights, and and now you're seeing that rhetoric. This is not the same thing, but you're seeing that same sort of rhetoric used.
And it's a rhetoric that has a resonance, I think, in that state, maybe in any state, right, is let us decide, right? Leave it up to us. We're not dumb. We're not stupid. I hear this all the time. People I debate on television.